Welcome back to another video here at chrisrodproductions, and if you haven't already, be sure to leave a like on this particular video, and if you are brand new here, be sure to smash that sub button down below, man. Let's get it. Today, we're going to be installing taillights onto our SN95 Cobra. And the taillights that we're going to be installing in particular are going to be the ones that we recently have customized here on the channel. And if you want to take a look at that particular video, there should be a card right up above, or the link will be down in the description below. But I ended up purchasing these taillights over on eBay from a separate vendor. And I believe these taillights originally come from a company called Unique Style Racing or USR. And the one thing that unfortunately sucks right now is going to be that you literally cannot find these taillights at all. I've searched and searched again, especially for a particular subscriber, and you just can't find them. So these are super rare. And with that being said, we're going to have these installed within the Cobra, which is nuts. And the price tag that I paid for these super rare taillights, $150. I mean, I couldn't go wrong. I had to just take advantage of that particular offer. And a neat little extra thing that comes in the whole deal is going to be, they give you red taillights with the reverse. I mean, brand new taillights, the actual assemblies. I mean, how can I go wrong? But now on to the car. And the first thing that we're going to actually need to do is just remove the old taillights that we currently have on the Cobra. And you're going to be doing that by going in the trunk. So I'm going to open this up. Okay, we already have some stuff in the way. First off, a wrench. That's got to go over there. We got this thing. What the son of a... That goes down over there. And that's lowering springs. So that's got to come out too. Alright, I don't know how I got this in there. Shit! Pinched me, bro. Okay. This was planned. We gotta get this out the way too, I guess. Oh. Alright. Lowering springs out the way. So after you cleared out your trunk, you fashionably already disassembled your gasket. One of the first things you're going to want to do is pretty much get rid of this interior trim within the trunk. But in order to get this piece out, you got to take care of this bezel right here. And the way that you're going to remove, this particular bezel from the trunk is going to be with the 4 fasteners located right here, 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 and here. Then you grab the bezel, toss it over there, and now you're ready to take out this interior trim. Now, before you're able to remove that trim piece, there is a couple things I'd rather mention now than have you break them later. Unfortunately, the fastener that kind of holds this in place is no longer there, but ideally, you're going to want to look for this particular fastener that looks kind of like this. And basically, you unscrew this, and it allows you to remove this part of the trim away from the trunk. Something that I'm also going to suggest is you also take care of the fasteners for these interior pieces, which is going to be right here, and as well on the right side, right over here. And you'll find out why in a few. And I'm telling you, take care of this now before you touch the taillights. Now that I got the fasteners out the way, I'm going to remove a little bit more of this gasket to get it out of this trim. Pull it away, give her a wiggle, turn it as you go along. I mean, honestly, if I break it, it doesn't really matter to me, but shouldn't really have to. And there you are. Now we have the accessibility to be able to remove the nuts off of this taillight from the studs. And the nuts are going to be located right over here, right down there, one over there over the corner. And the last one you're going to have to need to remove as well is going to be one that's located right over there, right deep inside this trim piece. Remember when I told you that you're going to have to remove that fastener, of that bezel or the trim piece within the trunk? Here's the reason why. To be able to get your hand back there from this, trim piece of the trunk, you just want to move this out the way. Now that you have that fastener off, you got to push this a little bit down because it's still holding it from a stud. And then just move this out the way. And now I got full accessibility to get to that nut back there. Now all I gotta do is just remove the bezel. And it's gonna be as easy as prying out the light from here. So just grab on the top of the bezel of the light and then just pull. Jeez, thing's all dirty. But from here, you unscrew all the actual bulbs from the assembly, take out the clip from this wiring harness, and then you're able to switch out the whole assembly. Also try to remember, you know, where your bulbs go on the housing. Winner. Now, I don't have anything tightened up quite yet, but let me tell you something right now. This, winner. And now once you got your taillight on the car, just put in the 4 nuts onto the studs and then do the same thing on the other side. And from there on out, it's all just the reverse of the removal. Let's do this, man.
Houston, we have a problem.
So now here's the part of the segment where we have problems, because it wouldn't be a regular video without problems, you know what I'm saying? So let's dig right in. So here we have the taillights, and the taillights look absolutely amazing as is. I like this look. This is a really nice clean look, right? But now here's my particular issue. When we get closer into the taillight here, we're gonna see this beautiful, and I mean amazing and beautiful, gap running along the whole side of the taillight. Now the reason something like this can occur is pretty much gonna be because aftermarket products are never 100%. So we're gonna have to do our own kind of modification. But it's getting kind of late in the day, whether it's bright or not, but it's getting later in the day. So that gap is going to have to stay looking amazing as is for this current moment, and I'm going to want to enjoy the taillights with these honeycomb wrap. And the funny thing about the wrap, when we get closer to it, we got a nice wrappage not wrapping itself there and as well right over here. And basically it's mainly because the bezels on here are not for this taillight. These are the original bezels I had on the old taillights for the Cobra, which essentially is going to be the OEM taillight for the car. So now that this is happening, we're pretty much going to have to remove the taillight, take the wrap off, and then put everything back together. But not only that, we still have to modify that taillight. So there's a lot more work that we're going to have to do. Hence why I guess I paid $150 for these taillights. So with that being said, I'm going to enjoy this for the day because I do not feel like doing this right now. And we're going to be going back to these taillights and pretty much modifying them and make them work for the car. And to add another factor, it's windy as can be today, and I can barely figure out how to record without dealing with this wind. So we're going to just work on this another day and enjoy what we got right now.
The next day.
We have reached the following day here with our taillight situation, and now we're pretty much going to be modifying the taillights, and I have some great news. I got the proper bezels, you know, for the aftermarket taillights instead of using the original ones because they're tight as can be. We got the beautiful below 30-degree Connecticut weather, and once again, we are still dealing with wind. Yeah. So today's gonna suck, but we have to get this done. I gotta get it out of the state, man. Oh my God, Connecticut's ass. So now I think we're gonna pretty much start off with a modification for the taillights, and pretty much this stud can come out all the way through. And I think the amount that I need, I already had measured the gap from the car to the light. I need about an 1/8 inch. So roughly, what's nice about this is that right here on the stud to the tail light, we pretty much have this like small gap. And I'm pretty sure that small gap right there is the same amount that I'm going to need to get it into the whole car, man. So it's going to be about an 1/8 inch there and an 1/8 inch down here. So let's get to work. And the way that we're going to be chopping this up is going to be with a Dremel. I'm going to be honest. If you don't have a Dremel in your fort for tools, get one instantly. It's one of the most useful things I've ever had. If you guys want a direct link, it'll be right down in the description below, man. It's a Dremel 3000. Just check it out. It's worth it. Still got a bit of this gap here. Something's telling me that this little nipple that's already on, you can't really see it here, but this nipple that's already on the taillight, this might be getting in my way. So I'm gonna have to chop that up as well. So I am noticing that this guide for the taillight, you can see a little indentation from me trying to, you know, force the taillight in. So we're gonna grind this up and pretty much shave it down as much as I can and then go from there. So after shaving it down, we got the bezel, or at least the aftermarket bezel, back onto the taillight, and as well we have the wrap completely off. And this is looking decently well, but I don't know, man. This gap right here, it's gotta at least match the gap of the bumper. So we're gonna shave off a little bit more from the studs, or from the plastic at least, and then shove everything back together. I don't know about you guys, but if you ask me, guys, sensational. Are you kidding me? Look at that fitment. It's beautiful. So now all I have to do is just put everything back together, put the bulbs on to the tail light, put the bezel on the old one. I gotta do a couple things, but we're gonna show you guys the final result at the end, man. Now, we're excited for this. It is cold, so I'm gonna go warm up. Now, even though I'm not gonna have the, what is it, the hexagonal, or is it the honeycomb wrap on there, I still like this. This is a nice look. This little Euro clear look, it looks good. And here we have our beautiful looking Euro style taillights, our super rare taillights, if that is even the thing. Super rare. I'm gonna say it's rare. And yo, the fitment looking good, but there's still a couple things that we're gonna have to do, but it's not gonna be in this video. In order to complete this whole rear end look, the couple things I wanna do is, first being, that red third brake light, that's gotta go. I mean, we gotta put a clear LED in there. So that's gonna be what's next. We're more than likely gonna get rid of the side markers as well. You know, just put some tints on there and just make it look, you know, similar to the car, have it blend nicely. And because we put the new bezels, or the bezels that were for the aftermarket light in the first place, we put those on to this taillight again. We're gonna have to pretty much, you know, kind of paint match this. Some enamel, gloss, black paint should do just fine. And the last two things I have to do to complete this rear end, more than likely, well, at least complete the lighting in the rear end, put the sequential light kit in the back, as well as some LED red lights, just to make it brighter, because you can barely see these when it comes to the daytime. But as far as the rear end goes, I'm liking the look. Everything's going pretty well. Again, the fitment is looking good. I'm liking this look. I'm liking it. I should also probably do, you know, that spoiler, you know what I'm saying? Just, what is it, the 281 Celine style, you know what I'm saying? Or a duck spoiler. We'll see. But with all that being said, if you guys found this video enjoyable and or helpful in any kind of way, be sure to leave a like. And don't forget, for your boy, be sure to join the clip by simply smashing the subscribe button, and as well as ring the notification bell. And until then, it's my boy Chris Rod, and I see all you beautiful people in the next one. Peace. You know, just to add on to more of my problems, listen to this. Just listen. Great. No es simplemente una mata. Préndele, dos cachas y sube para